Welcome to Girl, Let's Agree to Disagree, our very first show. We're super excited. Thank you for everybody who is tuning in right now live with us. We apologize ahead of a time. I feel like we all have these jitters. We're so nervous, so like excited because obviously this was very unexpected. Obviously, we just told you guys this yesterday that the threesome here, our trio of girls, we're going to start doing a weekly recap. So welcome, welcome. I am with my girls, KEMI and Hannah. Yay! Okay.
I'm so excited. Like, we're all huge, like, reality TV stans, so it's just going to be really fun. We're all going to be talking about Big Brother, and yeah.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yes. And so just to kind of give you a quick recap of why we decided to do this, Girl, Let's Agree to Disagree became kind of our little baby, mainly to the fact that KEMI and I have a lot of nice, strong arguments over the phone. Sometimes it's game related, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's about other reality TV shows. And it's very interesting to see us go back and forth. Actually, for me, it's very interesting to see us go back and forth. And a lot of the times we do not agree. However, we've all had to say, girl, let's agree to disagree right now because it's not going to happen. And I think that that's a very important thing to have on a show. Now that we brought Hannah to the trio, we're really excited. We feel that this is a great group of three women who are not only like ethnically diverse, we're also pretty diverse in the age category and just in our overall knowledge of Big Brother and the gaming world and the reality TV world. So we all have a little bit to just include in all of these different conversations. What we'll be doing right now is obviously talking about Big Brother because, oh my God, the premiere tomorrow. Yeah,
I can't believe it's a live move-in. Like, I heard that Over the Top was a live move-in, but I never watched that. So I'm just really excited to see how they kind of navigate all of that and like who they're going to focus on live and they're just going to cut the camera to. Like, it's going to be crazy. From like a logistics standpoint, I'm really
excited. Absolutely. For those of you who are watching right now who may not know who I am, KEMI or Hannah, want to give you, because we obviously don't want to assume anything. I want to give you guys just a quick background on who we are. I'll start with myself. My name is Jessica Milagros. I was on Big Brother 21 last season. For those of you who didn't watch it, I totally understand why. However, I also just recently played a game called Sequester this past weekend, which was insanely fun. It was a couple of gamers from the Big Brother, US, Canada, Survivor. We had a few influencers in there. Wow. And actual Sequester players. It was an amazing experience. We'll probably talk about that a little bit later on. And I'm a big gamer. I love reality TV. I love talking strategy, although some would say that I didn't have any last year, but I will prove them wrong. I will prove all you wrong. We'll talk about that later. So I'm excited to be here. This is our baby. I love that you guys are tuning in with us. And I'm going to give the floor to KEMI.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many of you guys watch Big Brother 21, but I'm from Big Brother 21. I am the biggest reality TV stan. I'm talking like Bachelor, Bachelorette, Vanderpump Rules, Real Housewives, Beverly Hills is the best one, and like literally everything. So I'm always down to talk anything reality TV, but I'm so excited for All Stars because it's kind of like we already know the personalities and like the strategy going in. So I'm curious to see if people stick to how they were in their original seasons or if they evolve based on like who they're going in against. Like, for example, if I went in and I was playing with like Derek or Dan, like I would try to play the like, I'm just happy to be here. But if I was playing with like like Bailey or Davon, it would be like friendship, you know? Oh my God, friendship. I hand it over to Hannah.
Hi guys, I'm Hannah. Most of you probably got to know me originally from dating Ovi from Big Brother 21 as well. And then about 2 or so months ago, Queen Audrey asked me to play the influencer version of the Sequester game, which was absolutely amazing. I loved it. It was so much fun. Like KEMI, I'm also a really big reality TV fan. I started getting into that with like Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise. Like those are my jam. And then once Ovi got on Big Brother, I really got into it and have now watched past seasons as well. So I'm really excited because a lot of these seasons are really fresh on my mind from like watching them recently. So I'm pumped to see just how different they are from their seasons that I just watched.
Yeah.
Yay. So before we get started, and obviously we did the intros, but I want to remind you all, if you like us, love us, click like, subscribe, share, click on to receive your notifications, follow us on IG. Everything's brand new. Literally, we did this all within, what would you say, ladies, like a week?
Yeah.
It's been like totally new. So as we ask for your grace and forgiveness if this isn't the most perfect. But
we're learning, but we're going to learn together and we're going to go through this and it's going to be great.
We're definitely going to learn together, but follow us on our IG. It's at girl_LATD. Let's agree to disagree. Our Twitters is KEMI_Han Blackwell and at Milagros Plus. Those are where you can find us mostly. And then we also have our Instagrams. Hannah, yours is a little bit different, right? I think KEMI and ours are the same.
Yeah, that's okay. I have my link to my Instagram and my Twitter bio. So if you go there, you'll see us. You'll see it there.
Yep. So click like, subscribe.
All right, let's get into it. Did Jessica agree?
Like literally, that is a mood. Like that was, oh damn.
You looked cute when she froze, though. It was a good little freeze.
Did I freeze?
You did, but you looked good while it was happening, so it's okay.
All right. So, oh my God, let's talk.
So we're talking all things BB All-Star. This is the second All-Star. The first All-Star was Big Brother 7, and that was pretty epic. We had some amazing characters on that show, house guests. I try not to say characters. I don't know how I feel about it because, I mean, I was a house guest as well, and I don't like to be called a character. I don't know, KEMI, how do you feel about that?
I just go with it. Like, I know, like, a lot of these people in person, and they're a lot different than they come off on, like, the produced show. So I just, like, kind of go with it with the produced show. Just, you know, have fun with it. You know, if someone's, like, you know, more animated on the show, like, I like it. So characters it is. Whatever.
Got it. Well, okay. Well, what we're going to talk about right now are the house. Guys, so Julie Chen just gave us a tour of this house yesterday, I believe. Mm-hmm. And what's amazing, like this house, for those of you all who haven't seen it, I'm sure a lot of the fans have seen it. But if you haven't, you're in for a treat because we have some pictures. But I thought it would be interesting and entertaining to kind of go one by one on the pictures that we do have and talk about it because obviously KEMI and I have been in this house. And one of the things that I realized when going inside of the house is that I felt very turned around. And I have seen, you know, I've seen 10 seasons worth of Big Brother, actually more now that I've been out because I've watched previous seasons. But I got turned around when I got into that house and I was like, what is this? Like, where is this in comparison to, let's say, when Dan was in the house or when Derek was in the house? And luckily for you, I can show you guys the house and what that's kind of replacing if you saw BB21. So,
which was just a mess. A mess.
You didn't like Hannah, you didn't like the house last season?
No. Okay, so it was my first season even watching it. And I was like, this is it.
You know what? I think that the idea was there. Like, I think that, like, I liked the vision, you know, having a theme of, like, I did like the Winnebago room. I think that was like a cute idea. The execution might not have been there, but I like that like it was all kind of a theme.
Maybe like I don't camp, so like I was like, like I wouldn't really want to spend 3 months in a campground, but that's just me.
Yeah, especially now seeing like the luxury that Big Brother 22 is living in. Like, can we talk about that HOA?
Yes. Give me the luxury. Give me the luxury. That's what I would want.
You're gonna get all of it. We're gonna start with we're just gonna start with what people see when they come in, which is the living room. So let's talk about this. The living room, y'all. I don't know. It's like 1,000 something amount of little pegs that create a star wall, obviously for all stars. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, I already texted production and asked them if I could have one of those tables, like once this season, because like that like needs to come home with me. No.
I love it, honestly. And I mean, like, granted, I've only seen probably around 4 or 5 seasons, but like, I liked it a lot. I know a lot of people said it gave them very like BB Can vibes, but like any step in that direction, I think is good. Like, I like it.
Very step up. I personally like this this chessboard. That's interesting. And that's actually on the ground floor. Versus like we had ours up on top, like above near the HOH room. Very interesting that it's now kind of in the middle of the floor. Yeah, it's kind of in the middle. And usually I feel like a lot of people talk strategy near when they're playing you know, their chess. It's not just playing chess. You know, I remember having conversations with Nicole and using, you know, and using some of the pawns and some of the things as people, and you know, they kind of strategized. We got the kitchen. Let's look at this kitchen. So
the murals. Oh my God.
The murals. Let's talk about these murals. So I think you see Casey right there. You see
Rachel. I should have been on that wall.
You should have been on that wall.
I really could have been on that wall. Like, I look good in blue. Like, what?
Absolutely. You look great in that. I think I wanted to get the other side. Some of these pictures I couldn't get, but there is another side of the kitchen that also has
Derek, Dan, and Danielle. That is like the best. Like, if I was Dan, I would ask them if after the season they could like carve it out and like ship it to me, and if I could have like the actual, I guess it wouldn't be bricks, like whatever it is that they have on there, but like I need it. Like my ego, like I wouldn't be able to walk into the house and see a mural of myself and not be like, all right, taking this one home.
Yeah, and I think what's very interesting here is that you have, and we'll talk about this a little bit later on because we're going to be talking about the cast as well. Nobody really knows the confirmed cast, but some of the what we thought were going to be on the cast are actually in these murals. There you go. I found the other one.
Yeah, so and we had Julie today come out and confirm that no one on the murals is in the house at all. So I think that's like shook things up a little bit for what people had thought. So
I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to be a player and see myself on a wall, and I feel that makes you an automatic target.
Yeah, like Winners at War, when everyone was talking about the statues on the island, like I would be pissed if I walked in and I saw like Derek on a wall and he's sitting right next to me. I'd be like, all right, listen, Keisha, we got to get him out of here. Like,
yeah, well, look how that worked out for them. I mean, like Boston Rob was one of the first people that like was targeted.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, someone said Paul isn't on the wall. What's up with that? How do we feel about that? I actually really love Paul. That might be a hot take, but I love Paul, and I think that he deserves to be on that wall.
You know,
BB19 on the wall. If Casey's on the wall, I feel hot take. If Casey's on the wall, I feel like Paul should be on the wall.
Definitely. BB19 is one of the only other seasons that I've seen. Granted, I didn't get to watch it live, so I didn't get to see the live feeds or anything like that. But I went back and watched BB19, And Paul actually was one of the only people, like one of the first people that reached out to me, like welcoming me into like Big Brother verse last year. So might be an unpopular opinion too, but I like Paul.
Yeah, I love Paul.
Yeah, I mean, IRL Paul is a very, very different person. I mean, he's not in the game, so, but he's very, I feel like he's a very understanding person. Coming out of the house, he was very welcoming and amazing and just gave us so much support. So,
yes. Okay, next
because listen.
Let's talk about the parlor. So the parlor, this is the love room. And actually, I think that this right here is what people would think the boat room is. This is where the boat room was. That's my understanding.
That is so sexy. Like that, like this entire vibe is just so like 80s movie, like just everything. I love the little ottomans that are shaped like hearts. Like, oh my God, like where do they even find this stuff?
I mean, you know, they really, I feel like they really outdid themselves, or just us comparing it to last year. We're so in
awe. The pillows, I like the showman's pillows. I think it's cute. It's like history. I like it.
It is. It's kind of like that homage to, you know.
Imagine how petty people are going to be. Like if I got into an argument with Bailey, I'm snatching that Swaley pillow in a heartbeat.
Just toss it.
I'm just gonna take it and hide it. You're just gonna be like, I'm gonna grab this pillow and we're gonna put it somewhere else. I mean, I don't know if anybody's gonna be that petty, but who knows? It might happen. I agree with that. What I love about this room is just because it is if it is where the boat room is gonna be, it's a very nice like little hidden area. Where people can just like really talk, and I don't know. And I
reading these comments. KEMI, blink twice if you're in sequester.
well, actually, we cannot confirm or deny that, and but we'll talk about it when we get to our to the people who are supposed to be in there, or who's the rumored cast. So let's go into the bathroom with all the cute little rubber duckies.
Literally, this is so cute. Like I cannot. I wonder if they come off because I would take one.
No, they everywhere.
I feel like this is a counting nightmare, and there has to be. There just absolutely has to be a type of comp where they're going to be asking how many of what is in each room. There just has to be.
Okay, but does the cold duck mean that they're going to have have-nots?
Oh, and well, that's one of the things that we didn't get to see. That's one of the things that we didn't get to see. We do not know what the have-not room looks like. So we still are being very, very surprised.
But would they have have-nots after Jackson's eating fiasco last year?
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
well, you know what? I mean, we're talking about all-stars. There cannot be.
Like I cannot, like I want to see Bailey on Slop. I want to see Bailey on Slop.
I mean, has Bailey been on Slop before? I feel like in her season.
Well, I feel like it could either go like one way or the other. Like it's either going to be the players have played before and they've been on seasons where there's been have-nots, and so they're going to like respect it, unlike last season, or they're going to be like, you know what? No. I'm not dealing with this.
So literally, like I wanted to be on Slop, so like that was like my one thing going into the house. I wanted to do BB Comics. It didn't last that long. Yeah. And then I wanted to be on Slop because I'm like, oh, a diet, perfect.
Yeah.
No, didn't
it's
get
not that exciting. Slop is horrible. I was on Slop the week before I won my HOH. And it was horrible.
It gave you the nutrients you needed to win. Look at that.
What does it taste like?
What was that?
What does it taste like?
It tastes like nothing. It's literally oatmeal. It's oatmeal with added added protein, you know, to just make sure you have your vitamins and minerals and whatnot. So what a lot of us did was we would take the slop, we would sift the oats, and we would use the protein. We were able to use more protein powder, so we were able to make protein shakes. from that, or we would sift the oats and we would just like mix it with condiments, because you are also able to use condiments with your slop. So you could have like mayo or olives, you could have ketchup, you could have sugar, you could have all these things. So no, don't knock it though. Don't knock it, because
mayonnaise is like a fear of mine.
Well, here's the thing. The thing is that mayonnaise also has eggs in it. So it's a good baking. It's a way to bake your slop. So what we did was take the oats and we would mix it with mayonnaise, make it into a paste, and make slop crackers. And then we would dip it in salsa and eat the salsa. They were good. If anybody wants the recipe, let me know. I'll totally give it to you. It's very simple. It's slop.
Oh my God. Anyway, that sounds disgusting.
Let's go to these bedrooms, okay? So let's start with the first bedroom, which is why people compared this to BB Canada. If anybody watched BB Can 8, this is why people said, "Oh, it's a comic book theme." You know,
talk about how stunning Jess Graff. Like, that's like immediately where my eyes went. Like, when I first saw this picture, I'm like, look at Jess Graff.
Really? All I saw was Fessy. I'm like,
that's all my eye went to.
It's like straight into Fessy and Swaggy. I was like, oh.
Well, Fessy's hot too, but
so that room is, if you watched BB21, that's the side room outside of the RV.
Yeah.
That would be where
I think Sam was there, right?
Yeah, that's where Sam used to sleep. That's where the girls used to do their makeup. That's kind of where Holly used to sleep a little bit earlier on in the season. We have the side bedroom. This one's my favorite. I have to say.
This is honestly, these are not showman's beds, because what is a twin bed? Honestly, I'd probably roll off of it myself.
That's true. They're twin beds. This is actually where the buck room is. So where the side bedroom, not in the RV, but the side.
I love that it's not full beds though, because like I wouldn't want to sleep next to anybody either. So like I would immediately gravitate towards that twin bed.
Yeah, I mean, and I also think that if we get the cast that we predict that we're gonna get, there's not gonna be a lot of showmances, because a lot of them are married or you know, so it would make sense that they would have. We didn't have any single.
Never had anyone before.
What was that?
Nothing.
She's just throwing shade up there.
Yeah, she definitely is. One of the pictures that I couldn't show you is actually where the RV would be, where the RV bedroom was, which is where KEMI and I stayed. And that is a ton of, not only it's like 130 something pictures from previous seasons of just previous seasons, and I don't know, something like 50 something cameras. So it's just like a camera themed room. Which is very beautiful. Sorry, I couldn't find it. I don't know why they didn't have a picture of it. But.
Like, I feel like that room was so dark. Like, I would really want to sleep in the side bedroom, because like, I feel like when your room's like bright and like it just adds a different energy when you wake up. Like, I wouldn't want to wake up in like a dark purple and black room. Like, I would just be like,
absolutely,
I'm in a bad mood.
And then we go upstairs. We're gonna go to the little upstairs room, and that is what you get. It's another like loungy bed.
Wait a minute, do they not have a fish tank this year? Because that's where the fish tank's supposed to be.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm assuming no fish that are going to die this season.
Oh my God, yeah, our fish died like a few days in.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bad, but this is basically the upstairs, and then we're going into what I think is one of the best rooms in the house. Hello.
Yes.
HOH.
This is what I imagine like a Wall Street like financier's like bachelor pad to look like. Like, it's just sexy and just like velvet everywhere. I need to be in there.
Yeah. It will be very interesting to see if if this room actually changes during time or for each HOH. One of the things that they did in Big Brother, the first All Stars, was that for each HOH, they changed all the colors and kind of the vibe of the room, depending on the person who actually won the HOH, to kind of
So
give.
what do you think it'll look like? Like, let's just throw a name out there. Let's say if Cody Calafieri won HOH, like, what do you think the vibe would be? If
I think that vibe right there suits him perfectly.
Yeah, that's true. So that for the most part is the house in general. Obviously, we have not seen, we haven't seen the have not room. I'm trying to figure out if they had a have not room, if they would have a have not room.
Probably. Wasn't it locked the first few days that we were in the house? Like,
for us, we didn't have a have nots till probably like the third week. I mean, no, actually we didn't have nots because it was Camp Comeback. So that was considered the Camp Comeback room. And so, yeah, we won't talk about that.
Yes, Dre, I love the lofty vibes. That is just like, the windows make it look so spacious and just, I love it so much.
Ooh, so we have Dre, he said love the lofty vibes. And then Ken saying best HOH room, hands
Yeah,
down.
it's definitely the best HOH room I've ever seen. Like that, I need to like remind myself to text production about that. I need that velvet couch too. I mean, well, never mind. I don't know who's gonna like sleep on it, but yeah,
absolutely.
I didn't know where they got it.
So now that we're done with the house first impressions, we're gonna go into
the cast. Woo!
Cast predictions. Okay, so yeah, I know everybody. Let me try. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of trying to go through everybody. We are trying to go through everybody's comments. It's a little hard. Here you go. Yeah.
Somebody said, Challenge T said, talk about who you want to win and who you think will win. We are definitely going to get to that. Don't worry.
Absolutely. So let's talk first about who we know is not going to be on the show. Julie
Ovi Kabir, I cannot confirm or deny. I'm sorry.
He cannot confirm or deny if Ovi is going to be on the show or not. So nobody ask. But what we can tell you are the people who have definitely said that they're not going to be on the show. So sorry for those who, this might be a spoiler for you. If you don't want to hear this, you can get out, go. Yeah, but we're spoiling it for you. Julie has confirmed that anybody that's on the wall will not be on All Stars. Who does that mean?
Let's go.
That means Casey. Let's go is actually left. She left. She said, let's go. She's not going to be on there. Who?
Yeah, Derek, Dan. I DM'd Derek yesterday, or not Derek, oh my God, Dan yesterday. And I was like, I know production gave you that green tarp. I know that you're in sequester, and good luck. I'm so excited to watch you play. He's like, I'm not on. Like, you are. Like, I feel like I don't know, like All Stars means Dan. So I feel like he has to be on. Right?
So we've got BB3 Danielle. She's not in there. I know that was
probably the one that I am most upset about. But one of the great things is that she also has a podcast called Secret Alliance, and I've been listening to that, and she's amazing. And if that means she's going to give us more content, then I'm all for it, because the woman she's a gem, and she is the epitome of an all-star, to be quite honest.
Wait a minute. Christine666 is saying that Dan is live on Twitch every day. Okay, it's nothing that a green tarp can't do. Like, those sequester rooms, they're very spacious. Set up against the wall like this. Call production.
Well, they all have their own house. Like,
yeah.
They each have their own house, so it's even more extravagant. It could happen.
I feel like until I see Dan's wife, and even that, well, yeah, until I see Dan's wife, I'm convinced he's on. Dan Kiesling is on All Stars. So.
Well, here's the thing. I think that there's there's what everybody's been floating around to say, that this is who we think, the predictions of who we think are going to be on. But Julie is saying, no, honey, there was 20 people who came in. Some tested positive for COVID.
So that's plural. That means more than one.
Yes.
More than one positive.
That means they were sequestered. Some came positive. Some people were called in. Somebody that we might think was a shoo-in may not be a shoo-in. So who are the people that we thought? Now that we thought that I think Casey and Josh were two that were mostly rumored to be on. However, Casey's on the wall. Julie's confirmed that the wall, nobody on the wall is in. Casey's out. Mm-hmm. Josh, we thought Josh was in. He just posted on Twitter today saying, girlfriend, I'm not on. You like how he look?
You know what? I think Josh is lying. I think Josh is on. And same with like these scripts that people are posting, these like notes, like, you know, things that people are posting. I'll believe it when I see it. Like, as much as I was lied to last season, I don't trust anyone in the Big Brother community. They're all on All-Star. They're all getting tested for COVID as far as I'm concerned. Everyone is still up for grabs, except for me.
Somebody said everything is Nicole F's fault. A mood.
Yeah. I mean, and then we'll go on. So now we know who's not on, right? Who else would not be on?
Rosamara Perez said Nicole Anthony is definitely on. Do we think Nicole's on?
I think there's a chance. I still do. I still think that she could be on.
She has, I mean, here's the thing. Eric, who is part of Reality Recaps, also the half of her that does Hello Friends podcast, has said that no, she is not. She has just posted something about Tea Time's second season. She just wrapped up with Angie, as Angie from Big Brother Canada was her last guest. Tea, I got tea.
Spill it.
Tommy, my love Tommy from BB21 said he had just talked to her. He just did a podcast with her a couple days ago. So does this mean that she's not in? Or
I don't believe it.
I think we can all agree that these all-stars, even if you're in sequester, you have your phone.
You do. I think they do. Like we said, I think it's pretty obvious that some of them do.
It's limited. They can't say yes. They can't say, they might be able to say no, but they can't say yes. So this also helps them not pregame, but I'm assuming that they pretty much have an idea of who's going to be on. I would assume.
Do we think that Christmas is going to be on?
Yeah.
Something. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good thing. So let's talk about first. I'm going to show you who is supposed to be, or who is the rumored 16.
Yes.
Sorry for the bad pixelation on this. We kind of took it last minute. It seems like this is pretty much the cast. We got Bailey, Christmas, Cody, Devin, Danielle, David, Enzo, Ian, Janelle, Kaysar, Keisha, Kevin, Memphis, Nicole, both Nicoles, Anthony and Franzel, and Tyler Crispin.
Can I just say Enzo is like one of the funniest people that's ever been on this show for me. He's just so funny. Like, he's one of those people that he'll probably just say good morning and I'll start bursting out laughing. Like, everything is funny. But anyway,
yeah, we'll start from left to right, and we'll start talking with Bay. We know, so we're talking about Bailey. Bailey's rumored to be on. We know Swaggy was very public about saying that he's not going to be on, that he's quit.
Swaggy also said that Bailey was at Whole Foods one day, and I'm still waiting on her to get back. So I don't know.
So we're kind of assuming we're kind of assuming that she's going to be on. I think that she's a really great contender. She just got off of
The challenge.
She's on MTV's The Challenge. She did really well there. She made finals. One of the things I'm really sad about, though, is that Casey's not going to be in there, because I was kind of hoping to see what that would have looked like, to be quite honest. Not that I'm a drama queen, but I who doesn't want to see a little bit of drama, right?
Oh, I love
entertainment. It's good TV.
And it's fresh drama, because, I mean, I'm not a drama queen or anything, but I heard that they weren't following each other on Instagram, so I was just waiting for them to be in the house together. Love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're assuming that she's going to be on. Now let's get to Christmas. Christmas.
The email.
Is she on or is she not on?
We have to ask Loyal.
For those of you who don't know, Loyal is her baby. How old is Loyal now?
I have no idea. I didn't even know she had a kid, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Probably only like 2 or so. It could, like, the kid couldn't be older than that.
Yeah.
She didn't have the kid before, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, so I have a little bit of tea for y'all. So today on Twitter, this came up. Sorry, Hannah, for covering you up. But apparently her hashtag unstoppable, Christmas sends an email to all of her followers, or, you know, she does have her own business, telling everybody that she's going to be on All Stars, and talks about how she's preparing. Where's Loyal? What about the Christmas Abbott app? Etc. Posted this, and the cast hasn't come out.
I hope they don't pull her, because, you know, the worst thing for me in life is like secondhand embarrassment. And if she fumbled the bag from like an ill-timed email, I feel like my body would implode from that.
Well, that's how I felt last year. Remember, there was a girl, I think she was from Texas, and she was like supposedly going to be on, and put something on Facebook to say that she was like going to be on the show, and then immediately just like deleted it right after. But of course, everybody screenshotted it, and then it got into the Reddit, and then we never saw her again.
Sorry, and PPM said that went to her clients, not to her followers. Correct. I mean, it still went out and someone posted it. So
but
now
one of her clients shared it. So,
and I want to confirm, I want to say that after that, another email came out saying, please don't tell anybody.
Sorry. That should have been
okay on that. Like, who is managing her socials right now that was like, this is good. This is a good idea.
It seems like Loyal is the one handling her social media, because that is just like, I don't even know.
It is a little bit of a mess. I feel bad because obviously, you know, being an all-star, all things considered, is quite an honor. Not everybody got asked to be a part of that. So for it makes sense that people are not confirming, denying, doing anything. Nobody wants to even, you know, spill that and the possibility, because you can be.
Wait, you know. Drew said cancel Christmas.
I think we need a little bit of Christmas, though. Okay, so our boy Drew, who is a part of the BB Canada fam, and 1/3 of the Minority Report. If you don't watch them, they're on every Thursday nights.
Go subscribe to them.
Cancel Christmas. I personally, like, this might be an unpopular opinion, I really like her. I feel like she needs a do-over. And mind you, there are a few people that are rumored to be on the show who are getting a do-over. So I think that Christmas definitely needs a do-over. She played a whole season with a damn cast on her foot. But I don't feel like she was completely useless, if that was.
I don't know. Throw the whole BB19 cast away like in my opinion, because except for Jess Graff. But like I don't know. I didn't think that they would bring anyone from our cast or from Big Brother 19 and 15. So like I was honestly surprised. And I heard that it was between her and Amber, and I really wanted to see Amber. Like
I really wanted to see Amber too.
Remain back inside of the house.
But who's to say, like, who's saying that it was between Amber and Christmas? It could have been between, I don't know, Amber and one of the Nicoles. It could have been between Amber and anybody, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't know what their thought process was.
What did you say?
I just said, yeah, we don't know what their thought process was with it and like why they made those decisions or anything. But yeah, I agree. Seeing Amber on there would have been good just to see her like on her own, not weighed down by anybody else. And that would have been amazing.
Yeah. So who do we have? That's next?
Who's next?
I'm kind of sorry. I'm kind of going back. I'm kind of going back and forth. Ooh, we got Cody Calafiore, the better of the Calafiores. As
go ahead, KEMI. You just start us off.
Go. You can start us off with the Cody. You have something about Cody.
I will not be dragged on this podcast. Okay, like I will not be made a mockery of. I will say that Cody Calafiore got me cast on Big Brother 21, and here's how. So I'm at the open call, minding my business. We're talking about white wine and how I don't like Moscato, whatever. Then we get up to the casting director, and she's asking, exactly, Destiny, exactly. But she's asking everyone all these questions, and she's not talking to me. So I'm like, oh, shit, I'm not going to be on the show. The only question she asks me is, who's someone who used to be on the show who you think is attractive? Literally the only thing I said is Cody Calafiore is definitely your best work. And like, I ended up on the show. So thank you, Cody. I feel like I owe him, or maybe his parents, for blessing him with the genetic lottery that allowed me to say these things that got me on the show.
Somehow KEMI's trying to get inside the BB house.
Yeah, now I want All Stars because
to be on that little heart couch with Cody.
No, I'm joking.
But your little showman's pillow would still be KEMI, just with a C. That's it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry to say, Cody has a girlfriend.
Oh,
yeah. Drew is on it. Drew is on it.
I'm not anything.
But one of the amazing things about Cody, in all honesty, and we'll talk about how good looking he is, a very, very good looking guy. The fact that he is good looking takes him to a certain level. I feel like he's very personable in his season. Nice. Yeah, and in his season, when we're talking about game, because I feel like we really want to talk about partially game here, right? Is that he was also one half of Derek. And he was the reason why I feel Derek was so undercover. But Cody was kind of doing a lot of the running around and creating those relationships and doing the most, I feel like. It'll be nice to see Cody doing things without Derek and seeing.
Yeah, and Cody was also, I think he was like in his early 20s when he was on his first season. So he could kind of play that like college guy, like kind of the same sort of game as Tyler, not like the master manipulator, but just like, the kind of bro that's just chill and like, hot and just happy to be there and just kind of chilling because it's like a fun, cool summer.
Yeah.
Secretly like actually making moves. So it'll be interesting to see this year, now that he's a lot older, more mature, later in the year, to see how he plays.
We also have to consider, he played in 2014, so he's definitely coming with a different frame of mind. He has, like we said, he has a girlfriend. Maybe the flirting strategy isn't going to happen. Unfortunately, there's no Amber to kind of see how that would work out, right? Because him and Amber were a little flirtmance, I would say, on the show.
An entanglement. That's the word we use now. An entanglement.
Yes. But he's going to be a very interesting person to watch. Definitely, in all honesty, one of my tops on a guy level. But we have some powerhouse women. We're going to start talking about them because Queen Devin, who said, guys, I'm not going to be on the show. I'm not going to be on the show. I'm not going to be on the show. But for some reason, everybody thinks she's going to be on the show.
She's on the show.
Devin, please. Okay. Like, I don't know who she thinks she's fooling. She put a GIF up of like this like woman like going into like a cave. The woman never came back out.
I think it's from Snow White, the little like witch tank going underneath.
She never came back out of that little door. So Devin, we're waiting. We are waiting.
Yes, we are, and I'm all for it. Day is like, she has seriously, out of all of these, I think she's an all-star. And I know that she doesn't have the best track record, but she's also coming back in the game after being on the challenge.
The challenge, where she was, I mean, a beast. She was.
Not only that, but like, it's not just like strategy and like competitions to me that make you an all-star. Like, I feel like, you know, you have to have something that people want to see. Some people want to see like compies. Some people want to see like witty DRs. Some people want to see, you know, a good social game. I like to see personalities. Like, I saw this conversation, I think it was on Twitter or maybe it was on Reddit, where people were asking, like, would you rather have a season of people who are like not really likable but really good game players, or a season of people who are super likable but not that great game players? And I'm like, why couldn't we all just talk about season 20? Like, everyone was playing, and like season 20, I don't want to get into this too much because I know we have like, you know, 15 minutes left, but like season 20, golden season.
Absolutely. And I like what Lisa A is saying. Devin is very intuitive. Like, she called out the twins. She, like, the girl knows things. The only thing is that she doesn't quite know how to keep that to herself, and it's kind of bit her in the ass before. So maybe she knows now. You know, she's like, hey, Vanessa's sister. She already knew. She knew exactly. She knew Vanessa's sister. She knew about the twins. She's very, very intuitive. Mm-hmm. So I think that, along with her newfound beast mode, is gonna do amazing. Talking about beast mode, we go to Danny Donato, another powerhouse woman. Guys, I know I'm super excited about this because, I would have loved to be on a season with this many powerhouse women, and I would still be the dumbass to try to create an all-women's alliance. I still believe in it.
A dumbass that just makes you not Isabella.
Yeah. We'll talk about, I mean, I know there's no Isabella that's going to mess up this game. So.
Okay, but to Danny. So.
Back to Danny.
BB-8 was actually the season that I watched while Ovi was in sequester. And so Danny has like a place in my heart. I love her. I'm so excited to see her on there. Like, oh my God, I cannot wait to watch her play.
I love, like, she like that. I'll just like spoil it right now. Like, that's my winner pick. Like, that is like, love her.
Someone says a popular opinion, Danny will go out first. I don't know about that.
We will not play for that in this chat. No.
Sorry, I'm being a little petty. No, I'm cool. We're all cool with the BB. Well, we'll talk about that later. This isn't about 21 right now. We have plenty of time to talk about that shit.
Right, who's next?
We're going in on our favorite house guests ever, David Alexander.
Okay, I'll start with David. So there's not too much shade thrown or anything. David, I'm excited to see. You know, I feel bad that he was in the game for a total of 3 hours before. I think it'll be interesting to see. You know, I mean, he came back into Camp Comeback last year, and he had a pretty decent read on things after, you know, being in a hotel room for, what was it, like 2 weeks? He had a pretty decent read on things. So I'm interested to see how he plays. I think that it'll be interesting. We really don't know that much about how he is as a player. I can see the side eyes. I can see them. But
Kelly is saying it all. Look.
I'm not. I was reading the nutrition facts on the
like someone had asked, is David really on? We can confirm, and not telling you how we can confirm is 100% he is in sequester. So whether he's going to be on tomorrow during live move-in is another situation, because we don't know if he got the COVID. We just don't. We don't know if anybody has COVID. So,
and somebody said, David's a nice guy. He's not an all-star. I can agree to that. I feel like maybe this should be called like returnees or something like that. But
yeah, I agree. Like not having Dan, Derek, and honestly Vanessa, like to me, I feel like they need to call it something else.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You're right. I think without any disrespect to David, because I've had so many conversations with him outside of this, we've talked about it. I honestly, in talking to him, can say this because he told me I don't think he considers himself an all-star, to be quite honest. He definitely understands the weight that a lot of people hold on that. And so he's not going to come out here and say, I'm an all-star, I'm an all-star. But he does deserve a second chance. And if he was to go on an all-star, like on a BB second chance edition, then I think that's kind of what he was expecting. But given the situation, like,
yeah, and it's like, in David's defense, like, if CBS is going to call him and ask him, why would he say no? Like, just people don't consider him an all-star, and like he doesn't consider himself an all-star. Like he's getting another chance to play.
And that $40K just like appearance fee, like you'd be crazy to say no. You'd be crazy to say no to that.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, because we just spilled some more tea, Hannah's like, oh, just because it's common knowledge that everybody got paid $40,000 to just be on this show, or just.
I thought it was common knowledge.
But I mean, there was some type of appearance fee. What people are saying out there is that it was a $40K appearance fee just to show up. So, nobody's going to say no to that. It will be interesting to me to see someone go in with all-stars that have been in there now 3 or 4 times. And guys, understand that David, and I said this on Minority Report, David he's not voted for anybody. He's not won a competition. He's not done a lot of things. So not shading him. It's just going to be a very interesting. I feel like that's going to be very interesting. And if he moves far, it's going to be so amazing. We'll be able to see what kind of a player.
I think the last thing I'll say about it, I think he is essentially the only one in the house that the other house guests don't know really how he operates. And so that could be an advantage a little bit, but it could also be a disadvantage because, I mean, they don't feel like they know him either,
Yeah. I mean, when you're talking about some of these powerhouses, though, that have been on the show, like everybody's, I don't know, man. So let's go to Enzo, because Enzo's the next person.
Okay.
Enzo was hilarious. Like, I saw some clips of him recently where he was talking about like nutrition facts and like what is a tablespoon? Like, that's the type I want to be entertained. Like, that's the type of stuff that I want to see. Like, I don't want to see like nasty personalities. Like, I want to see like little clips of people like not understanding what a teaspoon versus a tablespoon is. Like, I want to see that, but I also want to see them playing hard. Like, he was part of the brigade. And I want to know, like, if he's going to try and do another sort of, like, all-guys alliance, and he's going to need, like, someone like Jessica Milagros, who had the best HOA train in the last, 5 years to bust that up. Like, I really want to know.
I don't know. I feel like I probably would have targeted Enzo. I probably would have been like, but I like him, though. Like, and that's the thing, is that he's a very personable guy. He's very funny. And he's definitely going to have a lot of people cracking up. He was on season 12. For those of you who did not see that, that was Rachel Riley's season.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen that season, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see. So, and I'll trust y'all's opinions. I'm excited to see him.
Yes, and so we're going to go to Ian. I actually love Ian. Ian right here, Mr. Ian Terry. He was season 14. He was on a coach's season. this is going to be interesting because he's played with Janelle. He won against Dan of all people.
And he was young. He was a baby when he was on. So like seeing him now, I think it's the same thing with Cody. It's going to be so interesting to see how he operates. Like he's a full adult now. I mean, he was what, like 20, 21, something like that.
Yeah, and I think he's a teacher now at like a college. He something like that. Like he works with like college students, I think at like Tulane. So I think if that's true, like he'll be able to, like he'll have like a really good social game, because I mean, I can only imagine what it's like to, you know, teach college students.
Yeah, well, I just graduated like 3 months ago, and we're not the easiest people to deal with.
Yeah.
So it will be an advantage for him.
Yeah, it's very interesting to say. Some people are saying, oh wait, he teaches at a high school. Yeah, some people are saying he's nice but boring. One of the things that if people didn't watch 14 that they don't know is that Ian was going to be first boot. And some people think that he might be first boot again this season, given that he's that nerdy stereotype. He might not. He wasn't the best social player. He was the type of person who just like raised his hand to do everything and was kind of flying under the radar type thing. He's insanely smart, but can he keep up with the rest? You know,
I think he can. I think he went into season 14 knowing that, and he played it up. Like, I think he spoke about that a little bit in his DRs, where he's like, everyone sees me as this little kid, so I need to play it up. I'm just happy to be here. And I feel like if you can adapt at that level so young, I can only imagine what he can do now.
Not only that, but like he's ruthless. He ended up like Mike Boogie was his coach that season, and he like kicked his ass to the curb. So like, I think Ian is not there to make friends. I think Ian has a really good grasp on the game. I think it's all going to really depend on this first week, and it's going to be very interesting to say.
I agree. All right, let's go next.
Next person is America's sweetheart, Janelle.
Is she considered America's sweetheart?
Well, I mean, that woman is America's favorite player since she is like Big Brother.
I love her. I just didn't know if that was like
she's done season 6. She was on All Stars. Her and Kesar, who's the next person up, and I guess we can talk about them together and separately. But Janelle, she's the only person coming in. This is her 4th time. She was a coach. She was on the last All Stars. Like, this is going to be, if people don't get her out the first day, I don't know. It would be a very interesting take on that. What do you all think?
Sheep04 said, bye-bye, bitches. I love that. Bye-bye, bitches.
Yeah, but she's amazing. I don't want her to leave first out because she's amazing. I
want her to win. Well, but like, I want her to get like final 2 with Danielle.
Assuming that they will get along.
I feel like they won't.
I usually 2 powerhouse women like that. Interesting, an interesting way to look at it. The other thing is that she's also going into the house with Kesar. Kaisar, I said. I don't know. It's like however you. Hannah left, but I'm sure she'll come back in. Whenever she comes back in, we'll be able to do that. She's actually moving, or she's in the process of moving, so she's been having some technical difficulties, and she's back. Hey. Yeah. So we were talking about Janelle. Janelle, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think Janelle, like, she's a comp beast. She's done this several times before. She's not here to mess around. She's been lying that she wasn't going to be on. She posted pictures from like 54 weeks ago that got, dug out pretty quickly. But I think she's here to play. I think Kesar and her are probably going to work together, of course. And I'm really excited to see that because, like we've already seen them play together. So it'll be exciting to see them play together again. Especially since Kesar is like so easy to like. So I feel like he has a really good chance of going far.
Yeah, I think as much as I love Janelle, I honestly don't think that she's much of a girl's girl. If you look at her past history on the show, she kind of gravitates toward like kind of like male, like that male energy because she's such a beast, and that's no shade to her. So it'd be interesting to see. I'm really hoping that all of these women that get together, I mean, a lot of them are mothers. So who knows if they'll, you know, if they can hook up and just kind of be on common ground. It'll be interesting to see a Janelle who is married with children. And that was her on Coach season because she was on 14, but to see her on an All-Star season, it'll be very interesting. So unfortunately, so looking at Kate, it's like Kaiser.
What, Kaiser?
Well, that's what they call him, Kaiser. But I would love to be able to. We're like looking. Sorry, guys. We're actually looking at all of these comments and trying to do that aside from talking too. But he was also on BB6, BB All Stars, and coming back for this All Stars. Not only is he nice to look at, but he's definitely going to have a good grasp on things. We're also talking about kind of like these older house guests, right? So I'm interested in seeing him play. What do you think, Kemi?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. K-Star's hot. Or at least he was like back in his seasons. I haven't seen him recently, but like, you know, I feel like when you're nice and like you've played before, it makes people, and like from older seasons, it makes like newer season like cast members just respect you a lot more and they want to like gravitate towards you. So I feel like he's probably going to get really far. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. I feel like he's kind of up in the air for me, but I think he'll get really far.
Yeah, it'll definitely be an interesting situation. I know, guys, that we are at like an hour. We tried to keep it down, but after this, I'm thinking, Kemi, that we should probably do our drafts tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do our drafts tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll finish with this cast. We're on to Keisha.
Listen, I hope Keisha still has that laugh because as someone who has like an ugly laugh myself, I just like resonate with her so much. So hopefully she will laugh.
The vibe I'm getting between Keisha and a potential Janelle is either they're gonna love each other or they're going to hate each other.
Literally, I think it's gonna be so much friction, and I'm so like, if there's anything that's gonna make me sit there and like swipe my credit card for feeds, it's to see the friction between Janelle and Keisha. Like, I'm not hoping they don't get along. But if they don't get along, I won't hate it.
Yeah, we definitely have to have some friction here, right? Obviously, a lot of people are thinking like Queen Keisha. She definitely speaks her mind. This is going to be a very interesting situation. We got Hannah back.
Hi, sorry guys, we are moving and I've been streaming on my computer on my hotspot and it just cut me off. So now I'm on my phone. Sorry about that.
No,
we'll have a more stable connection at the end of the week when we get our internet set up. So
not a problem. Yeah, we just told everybody what the situation was, but it looks amazing. So
okay, cool. Where are we at in the show?
So we're talking about Keisha.
Okay.
We're talking about Keisha. Keisha was on season 10. That was Dan's season. And she was a powerhouse when it came to speaking her mind. Also, one of the major things with her is Keisha's birthday. That was the most memorable BB moment. For those of you who don't know about it, look it up. It's actually hilarious. One of the best moments on season 10. Sorry. Okay. So I think I hear feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of feedback from your mic.
Okay.
But it's okay. So next up we have Kevin, who I love.
Kevin. So Kevin is actually one of those last minutes, is he or isn't he? Some people think it's Jason Roy.
I think it's Kevin. Like, Kevin brings energy. Kevin brings, like, personality. Not to say that Jason doesn't, but, like, you know, Kevin brings it. He's also from, like, you know, an older season, so I'm really excited. Like, I really hope for Kevin.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if it. Hello?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Okay, sorry, because I kind of still hear the feedback. Maybe it's you, Hannah. Do you have headphones?
I do somewhere around here. I can potentially grab some in a minute, but we'll just see.
Yeah, we can figure it out, because I think someone's saying that the connection might be off with you. But
Okay.
yeah, so Kevin, we're talking about Kevin right now. Kevin is a BB, he's BB 11. He's Jeff and Jordan's season, right? He definitely is someone who speaks his mind. He's kind of was considered an offbeat, I say offbeat, right? Character, because that's the category that they put him in on the show, where it was kind of.
Yeah, he was calling out all the bullshit. I was loving literally every second of it. Like, we needed a Kevin last season. No shade, no tea.
No, that's very true. We definitely need someone. We definitely need someone like Kevin, especially now that there's still only 5 minorities. But we'll get to that like later on. Yeah. So what's the next person? The next person that we have is Memphis.
I will say about Memphis, I met Memphis at Hearts of Reality in August last year. And I sincerely hope that they get some alcohol this season, because the party gets brought out of Memphis, and I need everyone to see that.
Okay. So Kemi knows Party Memphis. Memphis was on Dan's season, so he will know Keisha coming in. We don't know the relationship there, but that will be an interesting one to watch. And he also kind of left a little bit earlier on. Not a lot of people, like, he didn't get a lot of game time per se. So it'll be, I'm not really sure like how that'll work.
Who didn't get game time?
Memphis.
Memphis was final too.
Was he final too?
With Dan, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so like, I was thinking, oh well. Okay, well.
Then, he got 1 vote, so. Or did he? No, he didn't get any votes.
Wait, I'm just thinking, sorry, y'all. Obviously, it's been a little later on, and I'm just thinking like, I don't remember Memphis. So let me retrace and say, I don't remember.
So Dan
I don't remember Memphis's game. So now I feel even worse, because I honestly thought he didn't play. And
he's gonna come
completely overshadowed. Dan completely overshadowed him. So obviously, y'all know where I stand.
Like, put some respect on my goddamn game, Jess. Like, he's gonna come.
We're gonna say Jessica said Memphis. Who? I will totally live up to that. I know he was final 2 now.
Okay, wait. Let's move on to Nicole. So Nicole Anthony. I think Nicole's in the house. I think Nicole will have like a really good social game, because Nicole's, you know, very, very nice. And it'll be interesting to see who Nicole ends up working with. I feel like it's easy to say like she'll work with Ian, but I don't know that Ian would like gravitate towards working with Nicole. Like, I feel like he would try to work with like the old school people. But I'm excited to see like who Nicole Anthony ends up like aligning with.
Obviously, like, I mean, out of the whole cast, Kemi and I know Nicole the most out of all of these, players. So I'm going to say it is going to be very interesting to watch her play. I think it being her second season, the fact that she was final 3, that she's matured so much, and she's young, like she's 20, she just turned 25, but she has also matured. She's not the same Nicole that came in the house the first season, where she was just leaving her house, where she was just missing her, her family, where she was just didn't have any social media, and now she has interviewed pretty much every Big Brother player there is, and has really, really good connections outside of the house. Even if they look at her and say she's a nice girl. Are there any
Nicole and Danny? I do think that that's going to be it for sure.
The what?
Someone said Nicole and Danielle Donato. I 100% think that that's going to be the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How's the feedback?
Perfect.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
Good.
Wonderful.
Okay. Yes, AirPods are in the car, so we found these bad boys. Which Nicole are we talking about?
Nicole Anthony, our Nicole from BB21.
Okay, I think a really interesting thing to like talk about is with her doing the TV co stuff, she's gonna have really good connections, you know? Like she's interviewed some of these people, she's talked to some of these people. I think that'll help her. Whereas, you know, before I think she came in and people saw her as like an outsider, and now she's been doing all of these interviews. I think that will help her a lot.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think so too. I think like the fact that she, like, I think anytime when you have like interview with different people, you just get a better grasp about the different types of people there are out there. And it makes you able to kind of assess new people easily. So the fact that she's done so many interviews on her podcast, like really work well for her. So
Yeah.
I feel like if any Nicole, the first Nicole to leave the house is probably going to be Franzel. So it's not going to be Nicole Anthony.
Right now we're talking about Nicole Anthony from BB21. One of the things that I think will be to her downside, if people do know that she's podcasting, you know, that she has connections with a lot of these people, or that they've watched her season last year, is the fact that they know that Nicole is a very, very nice person. And a lot of her gameplay last year was literally her being nice. And it will be
literally be like, get that bitch out. Like, if I didn't know her, I'd be like, all right, someone's kind of nice. Like,
disclaimer, we do love Nicole here. We are not anti-Nicole. Obviously, we do love Nicole. We're talking about theoretically, like we want to put ourselves in the situation that we're in the house, knowing the power that Nicole Anthony has. I think that makes the most sense that it would be first boot. I know that's not what a lot of people want to see. And I personally don't want to see that either, because I want to see Nicole play a game where it's not like all of last year was her trying to fit into, like trying to find her place, a lot like how I was, or, you know, how kind of like Ovi was. We were all just kind of trying to find like our place within this like stupid 8-9 person alliance that was happening. And it was very hard to maneuver. And I think that with Nicole, she did a really good job in trying to kind of play middle for a very long time.
Yeah.
But this season, we want to see Nicole's funeral, basically. Like, I want to see Nicole's funeral.
Yeah, I want to. Yes, not her literal funeral, but kind of like Dan. Like, we want to see her strategic. We want to see her strategic gameplay on how she's going to get herself out of that and how she's going to be able to do this. But apparently, she's not in sequester. She's giving you recipes to her mother's potato salad. So
we don't believe that. We don't believe it for a second.
No, yeah, we don't believe that at all. That would be a mess. So now we're going to the next Nicole Franzel. And this is the winner of a BB18. She beat Paul in that final two. A lot of people don't believe that she deserved that one. It was down to a bitter jury. We'll talk about later.
She also started COVID. Let's not forget that.
She also what?
I'm joking.
She's the root of all the problems in 2020.
Apparently, the root of all problems for 2020. There is an ongoing joke in Twitter that Franzel has.
All Franzel memes are just like amazing. Like,
just scroll through Andy Herron's Twitter from the past week, and that's all you need to know if you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. I have here some people are saying Nicole F, greatest house guest of all time. Already got Dan and Derek out.
okay,
Ooh.
hot take, okay? Hot take. If I'm Nicole Franzel and I hear that Derek and Dan are going to be on the season, and Survivor just did, double the prize money. Who knows if Big Brother is going to do double the prize money? Probably not. But either way, $500,000. If I'm Nicole Franzel, I might be scheming in the background too. I can't lie to you. Like, I'm trying to win. Like, me and my husband are getting married soon. Like, I want to have a nice honeymoon, whatever. Like, Dan and Derek, I'm so sorry, but you're out.
Yeah. I mean, they say Day will get Nicole out first boot. They're not really good on good terms, are they? Day and Nicole?
I don't know anything about that drama. I will say
I sure did, Mo. I started clicking on shady messages. He's like,
you sure did.
Ta-da! Welcome to the first episode.
So I think it goes without saying, it's the same thing with Nicole Anthony, but like probably tripled with her connections that she has outside. Like, she's been doing her podcast. Ovi and I did her podcast. Like, she's been doing her podcast for a much longer amount of time.
She's on a season with Cody.
Mm-hmm.
She knows, and she's on a season with Dave, with Davon.
Season with Davon. She is also named Nicole, and then there was a whole Rachel Riley saying like, "Oh, all Nicoles are the same." So that immediately is a connection between her and the other Nicole. So
we're thinking that Nicole has the connections there to probably
I think so.
To probably stay in.
Oh, yeah. And Dylan said that she's also close friends with Danielle Donato. So I'm sorry, all I see is Nicole in the final 5. Don't kill me.
Ooh, don't come for her. This is what we're assuming. And obviously, like, what we're really excited about, and I know that we're over, guys, so we only have one more person, but we're definitely going to go into once this cast is announced, which is going to be amazing. But first let's get to the last person, which is Mr. Tyler Crispin. Tyler Crispin, everybody's sweetheart. Tyler Crispin without the Angela. So this is going to be interesting because his game in 20 was really about kind of like Cody's game, where he was kind of very personable, very flirtatious,
laid back.
Yeah, very laid back. Like, we have are Tyler and Cody gonna really get along, or are they gonna be playing? I mean, is there gonna be a bromance there?
I don't see that happening.
I mean,
I don't see that happening.
I'm just so excited. I love Tyler, and he's one of the few that, like, after meeting in real life was like so down to earth, like just so chill. Like, I'm just so excited to watch him play, and I do think it's going to be interesting to see him without Angela. They haven't been apart very much from what I know in the past 2 years since they've been off the show.
Well, assuming he'll self-evict.
He's not going to self-evict. Don't do him like that. He's not going to do that.
I'm just playing, guys. I am very dramatic.
The other day about how amazing Tyler's social game actually was. Like, once you do meet him in person, he's very reserved, very quiet, very low key. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he was the house favorite and just so super chatty with everyone shows you he actually played a really good social game versus someone who is just naturally a nice person. That's always nice. But I feel when it comes to a social game, it has to be active. It's not a very passive thing. It's nice.
But I mean, let's get real. Tyler plays a good social game outside of the Big Brother house. I mean, I think that he's a very good person that keeps tabs on a lot of people. He'll constantly say, "Hey, how's it going?" Or, he'll like people's messages. He's like that sweet guy.
Yeah, he's nice.
In the house and outside of the house. It'll be very interesting to see his relationship with Bailey because the rumor mill kind of is talking about how they are not good friends. And so I think a lot of people, what we're expecting is that people who have been on each other's seasons are going to gravitate toward each other, like maybe like Nicole and David. Will Nicole and David have something, you know, in terms of an alliance?
I
Will
think Bailey and Tyler are going to work together. I've seen Angela and Swaggy like commenting back and forth on Instagram. They seem very chummy. So I feel like, you know, they're going to at least try to work together because honestly, we're talking about money here. And like, I'd probably even like squash beef for the time being to get further towards, you know, some money. Not any, but certain beefs.
Yeah, and a lot of people, and obviously people know that Bailey also casted the vote that made him lose the game. He went towards Casey. Now, the amazing thing here would have been if Casey was in the show on the show, given that Casey and Bailey have all of this beef from the challenge, and trying to see Tyler maneuver that in trying to be, you know, cool with Casey and cool with Bailey. But that's no longer the situation, right? We don't have to see that.
I'm sorry. I think Mo might have something wrong.
Wait,
What did Mo say? These are all lies.
No. So here's the thing. One said, this, I could see this happening. A Tyler, Bailey, David, Nicole kind of alliance thing, a 2021
I see
might
that
happen.
happening, for
I
sure.
can see that.
They're
see
newer
that.
players. There's a lot of old school people on there. I definitely see Tyler, David, and Nicole and Bailey linking up.
I can definitely see that. I think that I was gonna say something, but I kind of don't want to say it just yet.
Say it.
This is a safe space.
Yes, it's a safe space full of thousands of people who are watching me live. No, you know, it'll be very interesting to see who David aligns with. Like, is he gonna go for the, you know, for the bromance with the guys and pumping iron with Memphis, you know, or is he gonna be with, you know, with Bailey and Devon and try to do that, you know, try to go the
Let's be for real. David's gonna try to have a bromance. Like, I mean, I feel like the best oh my God. Call me Socrates. But like the best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. And we all know that he was really trying to be friends with the bros in our season. So, I mean, I think that he will, you know, there's some guys who are just guys, and like they're more comfortable hanging out with other guys and they're not as, you know, themselves hanging out with women. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that. But like,
Poor David.
I think that's for Minority Report right there. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kemi. I don't want to cut you off. Like someone said, Kemi, drag him. No, we're not here about drag David. David is still a good, a decent individual. Like we want to give him the
individual.
It's just the facts, though. Like it is the fact of the matter that in the past few months, like with him moving out to California, that's who he's hung out with. So like, we'll see.
Yeah, I think that, you know, like me, I'm more comfortable hanging out with women. There's some girls who are more comfortable hanging out with men. There's some guys who can hang out with men and women, Cody Calfury. And then there's some guys who are more comfortable hanging out with guys. And I think that David is a guy's guy. So he's going to gravitate towards guys.
Yeah, I want to agree with you. I don't want to confirm this down here. Enzo, David, Cody, and Tyler alliance. I don't want to see it. That can go somewhere. I definitely be breaking that shit up real.
If that happens, production better let us like text in some sort of vote because I'm voting on something to break that up.
Hot take. This is from Minority Report. I love Minority Report. They are kind of like our brothers in the game. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna post what I feel like is. I mean, sorry that we post this. I don't want it to be more of a hot take show, but I mean it is. I also can't take this. Change this. Oh, and going back to the Just the End memorable HOH, but I had to hide that. Y'all know where I stand on this. Like, I really do want to see a strong female alliance. I think we have the opportunity to see that.
Definitely.
Sorry for those who do not want to see that, but we do have an amazing set of women. The fact that a lot of them are either married with children, or there's not going to be a lot of potential showmances here. We have like maybe Ian, Nicole, David, Davon. Is Davon single? We don't know that, but we only have like maybe 3 or 4 single people, so it's not going to be very likely that we would see a showmance.
Yeah, I mean, expect the unexpected, but I don't see it happening.
That's true. I mean, like, you never know. There might be flirt dances, definitely. There may be people, you know, like sometimes that's just people's game. They might have a little bit more of a flirtatious thing, you know, going on. I don't potentially see it, but it'll be very, very interesting to see how the rest of this pans out, because it's going to be tomorrow, and it's going to start with a live move-in date. Like, seriously, it's going to be a live move-in. This is the first time in Big Brother history that this is a live move-in. At least what CBS is saying. We did see it with Be Over the Top, but that technically is not a thing. It's not considered.
They aren't counting it, so whatever.
Yeah, obviously Big Brother is not counting Over the Top, so I guess we're not going to either. I do love some of those
like how they're gonna do the move-in. Like, are they gonna bring them out one at a time? Or are people gonna see each other in that hallway where we all line up before we go out on stage? Like, they're gonna have to move quickly, so probably. But it would be interesting to see if they brought people out like one at a time, and they just like went into the house one at a time, and they just like saw each other like, oh my God, you're on. So,
that's very like the Bachelor, Bachelorette though, because like that's how they do it. And I like it because it builds the suspense, and then they're all just kind of sitting there and like drinking their wine, waiting. Yeah. So like I would like to see that.
Well, this is, I mean, what's so amazing about this is that not only is it alive, but okay, so now we're going to assume that even though this is a 2 hours, it's 2 hours long, it's going to be a live move-in, but technically they're not going to just drop these people in. We're definitely going to see a little bit of backstory from each of their games. Mm-hmm. We're definitely going to maybe see, an interview with them, I'm assuming, before you bring them in. So it could potentially be a one-on-one situation, because I don't see them just like throwing everybody in there. All-Star set, like the first All-Star, it was actually voting. So I thought at one point that there was going to be like a voting situation, because there were so many contestants, or there were so many people to choose from. I thought maybe we were going to have a vote in, but that's not going to happen. It would be very interesting. Some people think that it might be like a competition to see who gets in.
I'm really excited for like night one feeds, because I really wish that our season had night one feeds, so that but
you had to understand, but people would understand that the reason they would have night one feeds for All Stars is because they've already gone through that process. Everybody else who's brand new to the game, we have a week of no feeds, because we're getting used to the feeds, where there's definitely NDAs and like different disclosures like that our family has to sign in order for us to be able to talk about them on live feeds. There's a lot of what we call carts that get thrown out because people are constantly talking about production, or they're
even though that didn't stop anyone. Yeah, that's the reason for it.
It didn't stop any of us. At least for season 21, we were like the most horrible season that
wait, period.
Y'all still had people like mid-season acting like they didn't know that there were live feeds. So like, I don't know, just like miss me with that. I think it should be night one feeds all around. Like, you know what you signed up for.
I hope that they do that going forward. Like night one feeds, sure.
I think so too. I mean, definitely for All Stars, I feel like it's very necessary. I think that one of the things that the Big Brother fan does not see is how important those first week of feeds are. Like, I mean, 7 days, 24 hours a day, that really sets the tone for absolutely everything. And then you watch a feed and you're completely lost as to who's friends with who and who feels really tight with who and why and what. You
Well,
know,
you have no
why Bella
idea.
threw us under the bus, you know, all that good stuff. Like, you don't understand it because you didn't watch the first week of feeds.
Yeah, well, and you have absolutely no idea. And I think back to, you know, last year watching Ovi on y'all's season, and I remember there was a feeds like leak or whatever, and in that leak, it made it seem like Ovi and Christy were like super tight and like working together, and I was like, okay, we're doing good. He's doing great. I had
but they were. That's the thing.
But like not really.
Well, they were and then they weren't. That's the whole thing. And you know, like Christy wanted, you know, Cat out, and then within like 3 days, that's why I'm saying within 3 days she goes from I need Cat out because she's the only person I'm not clicking with to I need to keep Cat. So
exactly.
Like those are the things, and
that's what you miss. And
yeah,
so when you only get little snippets, you don't understand. And so I'm sitting here that whole first week, I'm just like, we're doing great. We're gonna win this shit. Like, and then then the first episode comes and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean it's those things. It's those things that you don't see, especially with competitions. You know, like why I was so damn bitter about, you know, being voted for banishment and then coming back and hating absolutely everybody and trying to get over it, but I can't because certain things happen that you guys didn't see on the feeds. And so, I mean, and we'll talk about those things obviously as time goes by. Hopefully you guys keep on, you know, following us through this journey because we're super, super excited about it. We're at 1 hour and 31 minutes. We were trying to do this for an hour, but we went over. We have not done our drafts, and that's one of the things that we want to do, and we decided to do it tomorrow. So tomorrow we are doing another live show right after the All-Star premiere. It's a 2-hour premiere. It starts at 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's a 2-hour show, which means that we will be on live at 11:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we at that point will discuss absolutely everything that happened on this live, which we're all so excited about, right?
Yes, it's so exciting. We're all gonna stay up late anyways. Feeds don't come on until like what, 2 a.m. So tune in. You're not going to bed. We know you're not going to bed.
Yeah, you know you're not going to bed.
Yeah, we know, like, if you are a serious BB fanatic, then you know that we're going to be waiting till forever for these lives. We're going to get on. We'll get on at 11:20 tomorrow Eastern Standard Time. Once we get off here, I'll do the reminder so you can give yourself notification. Then we'll talk about what happened in the show, who's actually on, and then from there, we will start our BB draft, baby. So KEMI, Hannah, and I are going to be doing a live draft of who our picks are. We're going to do a snake draft, and we're assuming that there's going to be one. Are we good with the 3, 14, 15? No, we're going to be one person out, right? We're going to have one person that's not going to get picked from our draft, and that person belongs to our viewers.
Yeah, that's going to be our America's player.
That's going to be our America's player, guys. So you guys are going to be we're going to give you guys the bottom of the barrel.
The bottom.
I feel bad. They're not. The bottom of the All-Star barrel. I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. We're very sarcastic, dramatic, and very not serious in this chat. So please.
Black 04 said we don't want Christmas. It's fine. Jeff does.
Yeah, and then we'll also have really great segments on. We'll have our agree to disagree, and then we'll also be doing our eviction predictions. So aside for tomorrow, we will also have our lives every Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Every Wednesday night after the show or before the show?
After the show.
After the show, yes. So it like right now we don't know the schedule yet. I think they haven't really given us a set schedule. It's going to be every Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday, like how it usually is. Typically, evictions are on Thursdays. So what we're planning on doing is doing every Wednesday night live, and then doing eviction predictions for that Thursday.
But this is why it's so important. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on all the socials so that you can see updates if things change. We don't know how they're going to do the schedule this year, and so we're just kind of playing it by ear, but we want you guys to join us. So
yeah, and make sure you hit that notification button, because honestly, if anything fun happens on the feeds and we're not on a Wednesday, we might just pop on and, you know, just discuss it really quick with you guys, and we don't want you guys to miss anything. So
absolutely.
Yes.
We're definitely going to be watching the feeds with you guys. All of us are going to be very active on our Twitter accounts. We also have, like I said, our IG. We also have our Facebook. This has also been streaming live on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, give us a like, give us a share. And we're excited. We're excited for this tomorrow. Thank you all for having, for sharing this moment with us. If you have any questions, any topics that you want us to discuss, you can also email us at girllet'sagreetodisagree@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And that way we know exactly what we should be talking about for future episodes. So on behalf of all of us, thank you guys.
Yeah,
thank you
for joining us tonight.
We love you guys. Thank you for being so active in the chat. It was so fun to read all of your comments. We can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Oh.
Maybe.